So welcome back to another awesome video here on a tutorial on a Fiat 500 Abarth. Today we're going to be installing the ATM intercooler. Now, we have previously done a Wagner intercooler on my 2015 Fiat 500 Abarth. So, relatively the same process. We're going to get the few bolts here and there underneath the vehicle to get the front bumper off. And then after that, we're going to start taking off the old OEM piping to the intercooler. So, enough chatting, let's get that off. Alright, so we're using the T30, the bigger bit right over here, to remove the 1, 2, and 4 bolts right across the top right over here. Now we have the stock coolers. There's one right here. We have the stock mounts as well, to where we're going to actually move this one, and we're going to utilize this bolt right here to move the horn back onto the main frame of the front radiator. That's where the horn's going to be mounted at, and then all the piping are right here, so that'll not be too much. We are going to have to go and take off the main right back over here where my hand's at. There's a bolt holding all this down, and then a few little hoses here and there. So to save time, instead of having to keep them bolting it everywhere, we're going to try to remove it as one whole unit. So let's go ahead and get a 10 and knock off some brackets really quick. Alright, let's go ahead and get this one off first. Alright, I'll be off right here. Alright, let's get that one off. And just like my car, we're going to utilize that stock spot for this horn, like so. And this is just something that I like doing, so you don't have so much extra bracketry. What do you say? Bracketry? Something like that. We're gonna just tighten this guy back down so we don't forget. There you go. Now the horn is back up on the car, and there's two 10s underneath. It's funny, he still has these little lips because my car are creamed off. These do not exist on my vehicle. That is due to that low life. So if you guys do lower your car, do be aware it's going to be harder to get this on and off. Get this guy off. Alright, so that's that one right there. I'll put these guys back in so we don't have so many screws laying around. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. These do not exist on my vehicle. Alright, we're going to go ahead and work on this side now. Again, just a few 10s. Okay. Careful of that windshield wiper. Look like there is no bolt on here, so that's fine. Alright, come up here. Alright, now we're going to try to go ahead and get the 7, I think it is. So now we're going to get this 7 little one right over here, and this is going to be a tricky one to get into. It's going to be for our main hot pipe, our hot end of the intercooler. Alright guys, so with careful persuasion right over here, managed to wiggle this hose right off. That little hose right there is stuck on the inlet of the turbo right here. So it's a little bit of a pain to get it off. With the factory one, it has a lot of seal on there from expanding and shrinking. So now that's off. We are almost ready to get the whole thing out of here. Now we have one more bracket, looks like right here. So let's go ahead and get that one off. Oh, looks like we have another bracket right here. Look at that. Okay. Now that's off. this hose is gonna come down, and then now we need to get, looks like the hot side off. So I mean the cold side. So let's get it over here. All right, abracadabra. Give me a stock intercooler. Hold on. Let's get this guy over down. And get all the hosings and whatnot out. Check that out. Hold on. Bam. That's your stock Fiat 500 intercooler right there. Tangle of a mess. Go. Got our ATM front mount intercooler. Looks super cool. So obviously it's a lot less of a mess, a lot less restrictions. So you can see how air goes in here, gets cooled, comes back down, gets cooled again, and then goes back over there to the turbo side. So enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and bolt this bad boy back up. So yeah, the owner right over here, Chris, and this is his project, so we're helping him out. But we have the thing off. You guys can see this is a factory hose clamp, so it's a pain to get this thing on and off, and basically you have to break it off. So we finally was able to break it off, got the thing off. Blood, sweat, and tears in this thing. Hands are dirty, but now we got the old OEM one off, so we're gonna go ahead and get our new ATM front mount intercooler. Now this thing is heavy, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to use some factory points in the main support area, the radiator support, to mount the small bracket underneath. And then yeah, let's go ahead and I guess get mounting. Well, recording, right? Alright, let's get this guy over. Alright, so you can see these two little factory holes down here where the previous one had mounted up, and we're going to use some previous hardware and basically just kind of Frankensteining this thing to fit. And once we get this kind of snug on there, we're going to align it a little better and tighten it on down. So you have access to underneath the car. We're going to get our hot side of our pipe in first, and then we're going to get where it connects to our intercooler. We just have a huge water bottle here moving in our way. So let's go ahead and kind of sneak this guy in here. Like so. We have this hose right over here. Yes, the word is upside down, which is weird, but basically ATM is kind of upside down right over here. Well, it's the regular size. You can see that M right there. So we have one hose clamp, the other hose clamp right over there. We're going to tighten them down. And then this one, we're going to have that fat side on the top. You see what I'm saying? The ATM is normal over here, and then it's upside down over there. So pretty weird how they stamped this here. But let's go ahead and get this onto the hot side. Alright, so just trying to show you a really cool shot of this thing, but it slid right in the hole, and it is kind of tight back here with that fan in the way. But I think if we were to get maybe a couple spacers in between the frame and the main bracket of this thing, it would work, but it'll work out for now. Can't even get the washer down there, I mean the hose. And this is connecting our hot side to our pipes over here. We're going to give her just a nice little crank. We don't want to crank it down too much because these things can cut the thing out, the hose out. So basically right there you can see just a little bit of compression. Obviously, yes, this car is going to be under some boost, so we want to make sure we're not loosening too much, but we don't want to tighten it down too much as well. So now let's go ahead and get the cold side buttoned up. Alright guys, so just to sum it up real quick, we have one hose clamp going right in there. That's a 10mm, and then we have one down here where it connects to the hot side, and the air circulates through the intercooler and then comes out through right over here where we have our other hose clamp for our cold side, and then right up over here through the other cold side. And now we're going to be working on our forge wastegate actuator. So basically this thing has a blue spring in there that we installed. It has other springs. It is a little bit tricky to get that out. You'll have to get the Allen key to kind of loosen this up, pop the spring out, and obviously you want to make sure it's straight. We're going to probably move that around. It's on a little bit of a ball, but I'm trying to move that back to its normal center position. But to get all this back out, again, this is super easy, guys. Just a 10mm flathead and an 8mm, or 7 rather, to get this hose clamp out of here. So let's go ahead and knock this guy off. Alright, so this one right here, we have 210s right over there. We have our main vacuum hose right here that basically helps open it up. We do have a little bit of a clip right here we're gonna have to get off the flathead. So let's get this one off. Alright, so we did get the clip off. Basically, I'm gonna go right here, boop, pop it off. I'm gonna carefully put that somewhere we know where it's gonna be at. And then we're gonna lift this one up and out. A little bit of pry, there we go. Alright, come on. Alright, so with the little bit of wiggling, we already got this thing out. It's kind of hard, just got to basically pry it out. Let's go ahead and try to get this one on there. So it's going to be a little tough with this hose line here, but I'm going to sneak it down and put one in the hole. Alright, so basically when boost is letting go, guys, this is closing it, this is opening. So we want to close it all the way. And first off, we're going to get these guys bolted down. And they did come with their own hardware. And it looks like this, which looks pretty cool. So we're going to get these guys bolted down first. And then after that, we're going to adjust our wastegate actuator. And I'll show you guys how to do that in just a moment. This is our wastegate all the way closed. This is how it looks now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this 2 whole notches, right? So we're probably going to meet up with this one right here. That's about 2 whole notches right there. And let's go ahead and twist it up just a little bit. So we're going to just do, that's 1. That's 2 right there. So now, let's see here. Now we could probably still go a little bit more. We want to put some tension load on this. If we look at this, it's still kind of closed, and we don't want that happening. We want it to open up just a little bit so you get some back pressure. So let me see here. Kind of tricky. 1, 2, and you always want to go 2. You want to have just barely even a hair of space, like how we do now. Perfect. So we have just a missing amount of space on here. And that's kind of what we're looking for, because we're going to be stretching this out. And what this does is it closes the spring down here. That way the spring can actually work. So let me pull this out and I'll show you guys how it looks after we're done. Alright, so after a battle of losing our little tiny clamp, we found it. It was on top of the manifold. We also found some other things wrong with this car, but we're not going to worry too much about it. Go ahead and give her a nice cold start. Let's make sure everything works. Harder? Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that how-to video. It's not too hard to install the intercooler and the wastegate actuator. It's pretty simple. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to comment down below. And as always guys, stay safe and stay chill.